Hello and welcome back to the OBearry podcast. My name is Björn, and in the OBearry podcast, we dive deep into the life stories of gamers all around the world. In this episode, we meet Maple. Maple is a Canadian streamer with a big goal to one day become a full-time Twitch streamer. And in this episode, we talk about how he got to where he is, but also how he plans to reach his goals. Enjoy. OBearry! And today, on the second episode of the OBearry podcast, I feel honored and so happy to have proper Maple, or just Maple, on the show. Hello.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me. I feel honored that you'd even have me. Thank you so much.
That's so cool. So Maple is right here. It's like 12 in the middle of the day for you, and it's like 8 in the evening for me. But we managed to find a time that was good for both of us in the end.
Oh yeah, it ended up working out. Took us a couple of weeks, but it worked out well.
But we did it because we're passionate about what we're doing, and we share a big interest in streaming and Twitch. And I know you have some big ambitions. We're going to talk more about that in just a second. But you are a Canadian.
I am.
It's true. How old are you?
Yeah. I am 27. My birthday was a couple weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
27. And you are aspiring to be a full-time streamer on Twitch. And you have been streaming for exactly how long now?
I believe I started streaming back in May. But I have I didn't start pushing until about October. So I think I consider October back when I started, but I want to say May is like the official.
Like May
date.
1 year ago.
Exactly, yeah, about a year ago, yeah, is when I first started getting onto Twitch.
Right. And then you got more serious later in the year. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I started as a viewer though. I started as a viewer. I didn't start streaming. I was a viewer for quite a while first.
Okay. That's cool. We were actually talking about Canada today on my stream earlier.
Oh, nice.
And we said, well, first of all, we love Canadians for some reason. We just seem like cool people. And second of all,
nice.
we were, they're nice in general.
Yeah.
Like people are, I feel like most places. But anyway, we were talking about like how America and Canada are like siblings in a way. And I asked my viewers, like, who's the bigger or younger sibling of Canada and America? And I felt like Canada is a younger sibling, but I like just because, but because America is like always is the big country. They want to be the best, you know. It's like the big brother syndrome. I don't know. What do you feel? What do you feel about?
Well, I would say like probably to think about it, because California has, I think, more population than all of Canada. Just one state has more people in it. So I think just on that alone, like, we're a little smaller for sure. We might be bigger, but we don't have as many people. That's for sure.
You might be better. No, we're not going there.
No, we're not going there.
That's amazing.
TOS banned.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
So I haven't done much research on you.
No.
I haven't Googled you. I haven't dug into your Twitter account to see what has happened last year. Maybe so you will have to tell me all the juicy things. But I guess we could start off just by you're a streamer, but what kind of a streamer? What do you stream? What is your stream all about? And how do you how do you describe your stream to others?
So I would say that my stream is mostly variety. I play a lot of like shooter games, but I like to goof off and interact. I like to do crazy stuff. That's one of the biggest things I find. Like, I don't want to take it too seriously. As much as I want to be successful in streaming, I want to have it be fun too. I want people to come in. I want you to say hi. I want to laugh with you. You know, I want you to enjoy yourself and feel welcome and come in and be friends. Like, let's start a big community. Let's share funny memes. and let's all have a laugh, because I think that's the most satisfying thing about streaming, I think, is to have someone tell you that they had a good time in your stream.
Mm.
And I think that's something we strive for, I feel like, and that's what I'm about. I want to have a good time. And if I can bring that fun to others through gaming, I'm gonna do it. So that's pretty much it. Like I just want to have fun with everybody. I want to bring people in, and I want to have a welcome community, and just be a fun guy for everybody to watch and have fun with.
Sounds cool. Sounds cool.
Yeah, is that a good answer? What did I forget anything?
Maybe that's
Not
okay.
sure.
I'm sure we'll get to it. If you like, I'm gonna ask you questions though too.
Oh yeah.
So what are the games that you have been playing lately on your stream?
So lately I've been playing just whatever really I'm into, because I find myself jumping from games. I haven't been playing one game for a long period of time. I usually swap around, but lately it's been like I played Dirt Rally, it's a racing game. It's like a simulation rally game. That's a lot of fun. Uh, I beat Doom for like the fourth time again, just on stream, just for fun. Played through Far Cry 5, was a lot of fun. Played through that one on stream. Um, you name it. I like to play all kinds, but I think it's tough when you have 100 Steam games and you're like, damn, what do I play? Like, there's just so
You're
many
a
options. It's tough.
yes, and you sounds like you're a variety, a hardcore
Yeah,
variety streamer, definitely.
mhm. I like
And
hopping around a little bit.
yeah, and what you keep coming back to having fun. It needs to be,
Hmm.
yeah, you need to have fun because you want to spread that positivity to your viewers. And if
Oh yeah.
so, so you're not like, how do you like your strategy when choosing games isn't based upon which game will give me the highest numbers? Is that what I'm hearing? Like,
Mm,
or is
maybe. I think
are those the same
there is
games
some
that?
magic to it. There's some magic to it,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like, I've had friends be like, "Hey, come play Fortnite, come stream it," and I'm like, maybe not. And they're like, "Come on, man, it's like the most popular game." And a lot of people don't seem to realize that, like, trying to grow your community on Twitch, it's kind of tough when you're playing a game with so many people streaming it. So when you have, Fortnite, PUBG, League, all these big games, like look at like even Far Cry, for example. When Far Cry 5 came out, for 2, 3 weeks after it released, every big streamer was playing it.
Mm.
Everyone played it, and then gave it a couple weeks, it died down. It came down back to, a couple thousand viewers. And it was easy to get noticed. There is some
Ah,
magic to it, and I do try to play games that maybe will bring in a few new people too. Like something, because like a new game's great. I love having a new experience, but there's nothing like going back to a game that you love, that you're passionate about, that you love to just play because it's a good game. Like,
right.
and on top of that, you're bringing in these new people that you've never met before that you want to engage with. I think that's part of it for sure.
Did you work your magic with Far Cry 5
I tried to see what was out there. I had a few new followers come in, new friends, and it was pretty good. I liked it. I wanted to play it. Like I've played the Far Cry series. And I enjoyed it a lot. That's the big reason why I wanted to play it. But I didn't want to stream it until it kind of came down a little bit in the
Hmm.
viewers. The PewDiePies and the Summit 1Gs and all the big guys.
Right,
Like
right.
I wanted to wait a little bit and play it after, so I could maybe stream it and bring some new friends in.
That's cool. That's the first time I
Mhm.
heard someone explain that kind of curve of viewers. Like big streamers, they just put the spotlight on a game, so
Mhm.
and brings in huge numbers of viewers, and then the curve goes down. And when the big stars stop playing the game, there's
Yeah.
an opportunity. There's an opportunity for smaller
It's a little
streamers.
more. It's a little more available.
It's a little
It
bit
is.
more available.
Yeah, because the growth, like I want to achieve some growth for sure, and I'd happily play a game that I love, even though it uh, didn't bring me viewers. I played PUBG for hours on stream and didn't see a soul. Like it was, barren wasteland. Everyone's watching Doc or another big streamer. It's tough to get noticed in a sea, people.
Yeah, you have like, especially like, so what do you do if you are playing a saturated game? What do you feel makes your stream unique and
Hmm.
stand out? Is there
I think
anything in particular, or are they just
for myself,
details? to you to
Um,
your the techniques or the stuff you use to make your stream good? So are the
okay,
stuff that
okay. I think I got interested in doing what do you call it? Overlays. So you
yeah.
take a video off of YouTube with a green screen effect, or you make one, and then you chroma key the green out, and you can add these overlays. So I have one where it's this sunglasses, the meme deal with it sunglasses that come over your eyes. So I have a little button on my stream deck. I hit the button, and the glasses come over my eyes. I've got a scene where it's like breaking news, and it's got this animated background and all
Yeah,
this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like I just like something extra just to say ha ha. Some sound effects are another big one on my stream.
Mm.
Where you can come in. Like I have access to the sound effects, but my viewers have access to the sound effects as well. So if I do a barrel roll in my car and it's hilarious, you can type exclamation mark do a barrel roll, and then you've got that, do a barrel roll sound effect in there. It makes that, it takes that moment from funny to like, ha ha, I'm actually laughing out loud with this, because that like sound effect kind of gave it that oomph, that
Right.
comedic oomph, you know what I
And
mean?
it gave the viewer an opportunity to interact with you and the stream
Absolutely.
and break
Exactly.
that barrier,
Mhm.
going from just the username that you reading and reading comments and just interacting, actually like
Exactly.
creating the stream together. It sounds like almost um
There's
that
been a lot of really good moments with viewers and them using sound effects that end up being so funny.
do a lot of people clip
Oh
your
yeah, yeah,
stream?
yeah. Like I have the like a while ago, my friend was in my stream, and I have the Leroy Jenkins from World of Warcraft, the
Yeah.
screaming one, and I was walking up this building in Battlefield, and I'm like, all right, who's up here? And my buddy did the Leroy Jenkins, and it said Leroy at the exact time, and I'm just like, yes, like this is so funny. I was laughing too because I can hear it in my
Right.
headphones, and it's like it's funny. It's really good together.
That sounds great. I'm so inspired by just hearing from you. I think like try to learn as much as possible from as many people as I can, because
Hmm.
and I feel like Twitch is it's like a perfect community, like in a platform to get to know other streamers if you know where to look and how to just reach out to someone, maybe ask a question if you want to learn something. and
Absolutely.
and this podcast as well, like we are sharing our experiences, we get to know you and what you have done to get to where you are, and we're going to explore it even more as we
Hmm.
go on here. But like do, where did we first get in touch?
It was on Instagram.
It was on Instagram.
Yeah, he sent me a message, I think, and you invited me. He said, "Hey, would you be interested in being a podcast?" And I'm like, never done this before. Sure, why not? Let's do
It's
it.
so funny. I can't. It's so typical of me not to remember how I like met people, because
Oh, that's okay.
that was like that was a strategy. I would go to. So now here's an Instagram strategy for y'all. If you're like a streamer or whatever you do, just go to search on Instagram and search for the hashtag that you are using, like most
Hmm.
often. Twitch streamer, Twitch affiliate,
Hmm.
whatever you're using, and you search that hashtag and you pull out the most recent ones and you just go down the list and just go to different posts that you're actually interested in, that you're actually interested to learn more about, or that you actually enjoy and like and maybe comment, ask questions, and just support people.
Hmm.
That goes like that's a really cool way, I
I
feel,
think
to use Instagram.
networking is a huge part of Twitch. I feel like, and social media in general. Like if you want to continue to grow and create meaningful friendships with people, that's what's gonna continue to make you grow. Being a friend with somebody, it takes, you can just be, two streamers, but let's say you get together and you start working together. It's about networking and being friends, making strong connections with people. Like sure, you've never met, maybe you've never talked face to face through Discord, but you've talked on Discord, you stream the same kind of games, you talk with each other, whatever. but it's that strong connection that you make, making real friends.
Hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing on Twitch is networking and finding people to be friends with.
Do you feel like a lot of people are not doing that? They're not looking for friends. They're looking for viewers, or they're
Yeah,
looking for something
I think
else, not
maybe
focusing.
some people. It's tough though because like imagine like me for example, I'm kind of an introverted person. I'm not really very social. I am, but I'm not, you know. But I don't really feel super inclined to message a random stranger and be like, "Hey, let's be friends," you know, like, "Hey, yeah," like, no, but I've gotten used to it and it's been good and making
Hmm.
those like friends through the internet. Like I think that's great. I think that's fantastic and that's how you continue to grow on Twitch, I feel like, is this network, this never-ending network that you build and the strong relationships with others that you know that form over time, whatever it is. I think those are extremely important. And like it's exactly what you said, right? On
Yes.
Instagram, going through tags, you know, like you're finding other people who are doing the same thing, and maybe you want to collaborate with them, like you and I. You know, like it's the same
Yeah.
thing. I think that's a huge part of it.
This is actually so cool. We just got in touch a few weeks ago, and now
Mhm.
we're like creating content together on Twitch, doing a podcast. And you know,
This is
who
awesome.
knows? Who knows who will listen to this in 1 month from now, or like a year?
Exactly.
Like it's,
Mhm.
I really enjoyed like this concept. So, talking about social media and networking, what are your best tips for
My
streamers
best
or
tip.
people to network or market yourself?
Mm.
Or what is something
Mm.
that you have done maybe like where you felt like, oh yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
hacked it. I hacked it.
Okay, okay. So I think the one thing that I do want to say about it is that it's tough because you can't just go into somebody's stream and say, "Hey, I'm a streamer, follow me back, please." Like it's considered very no. You're not it's don't do that. And a lot of streamers, myself even, I have rules where don't come into your stream and advertise yours unless I ask you or like it's brought up, you know. You don't want to be trying to ride a coattail that isn't yours. You know what I mean? So it's in that way, if you do want to grow, I think goes back to what I said there, making those meaningful connections. Hang out in somebody's stream
Yes.
instead of going in there and being like, "Hey, I'm a streamer. I need help," you know, like whatever that is. That's cool. Like we all want to help each other, but show support. Stick around in their stream. You know, tell them that you're a gamer instead and you know, "Oh, you game." Then they ask you, "Do you stream?" And that's when you're like, "Yes, I do." Um, but I
Yes.
think it's partially the, you know, making those networking connections, making friends. The social media, it's a necessary evil, I feel like, something that helps along the way. You know, having your Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and
Okay, so
all
you're
that.
not best friends with the social medias.
I don't love it. I
You don't
really
love it.
don't love it. I try to push content so that people, you know, for me, I like the social media aspect because it gives people something different so that when I'm streaming, you see me, my game, haha, my overlays, all of that stuff, but you don't see all that extra stuff. Like it behind the scenes, like, hey guys, like check out this coconut donut I really loved that I bought today. Like, you know, check out this cool hike I went on. You know, like it's just that behind the scenes stuff that I like to see that because it takes you from just being a streamer and being that image on a screen to being a person that someone can relate to. I feel like,
I'm gonna ask. Okay, so I'm
you
gonna
know.
use myself an example now. It's
Mhm.
kind of so I don't have a dedicated Instagram account. Am I missing out? Because my Instagram
Um,
account is my personal account, and I feel like I could make a much better dedicated Instagram account for my stream if I only decided that's what I wanted to do. But instead, I keep it as my like person private. It's public, but it's like, and it's called OBearry. Like my
mhm.
that's my same as my Twitch stream, but it's still my private that I use for other stuff as well. And I have a lot of people who are not maybe interested in like the streaming part of my life as much.
That's another thing too. Like for myself, I'm a photographer, kind of just as a hobby on the side. So for me, I think I've had 4 Instagrams. I had
Oh.
2 personal ones that I used, and then when I wanted to grow my photography, I built another one just for that. And then when I started doing streaming more seriously, I decided to do one for that because I find the people that you're finding on there are, like you found me, like through whatever tag that might have been, or however it was, you found me through there, and that's where
I think the
it's making
hashtag
the
was
connection.
happy Canadian.
Was it?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Might have been.
Sorry.
That's sounds about right. It's accurate.
No, I want to hear more. Continue. Sorry.
But I think, yeah, like I think it's hard because when I make posts for viewers. I'm not making posts for other streamers. I want the viewer to see it and be like, "Oh, cool! Like, look at Maple. He's eating a maple donut.
Right.
Like whatever it is. Like, I want them to see me as a person, not just a streamer, as an identity. I want to be a person, and I want you to feel like maybe we can connect, or like we relate in some kind of way. So I think Instagram is a good way to, and like social media in general is a good way to connect, like people like you and myself, other streamers, people to connect through that, because that's the majority of the stuff I'm finding on Instagram is I'm finding people following me that are already streamers. Much less viewers. Like I have followers on my social media from viewers, but the majority of it is other streamers, and that's part of that networking, and that's I think
Is
when you do
that a good
grow,
thing or a bad thing that you have more
I think
majority of
it's
streamers?
always a good thing, always a good thing, I think.
Okay, okay.
Because I think later when you have that growth to have more viewers and more followers, and maybe they want to see more of that kind of content, the platform is already there and waiting. You're not having to like catch up
Right.
with followers and content. Someone wants to click on your Instagram and scroll through and see your cool stuff. And if I'm making posts towards viewers, then that platform's already there, and I've already made connections with streamers, and that's already there too. So it's the best of both worlds. You're getting viewers, you're getting followers, you're getting your streamer connections, and I think that's a great way to. It's like all 3 things all at once,
So how about the multiple accounts? How many accounts do you have currently?
What's that? Sorry.
How many accounts do you have on Instagram? Like right now?
I only use one, which is the proper Maple. That's pretty much the only one I'm using.
Okay.
I find it's a lot of work to do more than one.
Exactly.
So if I'm not focused on it, I don't feel like I'm doing a good enough job. I want to stay focused on the one.
Right.
Make sure that I'm putting my attention into the one instead of dividing my attention onto a couple, because that can be very taxing. And botting is apparently against the Insta terms of service, so I can't do that. So
What's that?
Using like automation to automate likes, comments, and follows.
Oh, botting.
Instagram's
Okay, yeah,
ridden.
no,
Yeah,
okay,
oh
I
yeah.
misread you.
Oh yeah. Instagram's
Sorry.
ridden.
Really?
Yeah,
okay,
oh,
hang on
yeah.
a second. I just have to pick something. No, like turn off bots.
Yeah.
No.
But I find that I do devote most of my time to the one, just so that actually I don't even use the other ones. I devote all my time to the one.
It
But
sounds
I don't.
legit. It sounds like the way to go if you really want to focus, because you do have that big ambition to grow and to get to a full-time and partnership and everything into it. So right now you are working full-time, doing something else?
I'm just working part-time currently at a place. My friend runs a shop here where I live, so I work for him.
Cool.
And yeah, it allows me to work part-time and stream any available time I do have, which is a good amount. So I'm very lucky, I feel like.
Cool.
In having enough time to stream, because that's a constraint for a lot of people, is finding the time, because it doesn't pay at first.
Right.
Like, it's like
No,
you're not able to support yourself. You do have to be working.
Right.
It's not something you can say, hey, I'm going full-time, and then you just start making money. It's like, no, that's not how this is going to work. You gotta have some backup here, and then grow until that is maybe a possibility.
When do you think, give it a year? I was going to ask you, how long do you think for you it might take you to go for, because how many you are at, I can't remember the exact, how many followers are you at? right now?
Almost 600. I think I'm at like
Almost,
592 or something like that.
right. So almost
Last time I
600.
checked. Hmm.
And like me, and that's not, talking about partnership. It's not about the amount of followers only. There are a lot of things going
Hmm.
into like
I think they want to see the active
views,
community
right?
is the biggest one.
So an active
So sorry, go ahead.
community, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So what's how, like, what's an active community? What does it look like to you? What's an active community to you? What does it include? On what platforms are you like?
Mm,
Is this community?
I would say like the community itself would be largely Twitch, like getting like being on Twitch. But I feel like building that community, a big part of that is having other platforms to grow that community. Maybe you have your Twitter, you've got your Instagram, you've got Discord, you've got all of these community building tools, but how do you unify it? How do you get everyone in there talking and being friends? I think, again, I want to say it's like that networking, friends. Having I love when I'm in my chat and I have a couple people coming in, like regular people, and they say hi to each other and they talk to each other,
Yeah.
and like they're not even necessarily talking to me, and I love that they're in my chat talking to each other. And I think that's part of that big community. I want people to get to know each other too. It's not just about me, it's about all of us. And as a group, like, I can't say that, it'd be very selfish to be only doing this for myself. I feel like doing this for others is the biggest reason to do it. You know what I mean? And that community, like, I think, I don't know. Hmm.
That was a great answer.
I don't
That
know.
was a great.
Yeah.
I
Good
think
answer.
it was a great answer. It was kind of a tricky question as well. Uh,
That's all
like,
good.
and so you talked a little. You mentioned being an introvert, and like
Hmm.
that's so fascinating to me. Like, yeah, so you're like, as a streamer, you turn yourself into an entertainer or like a public person, and you go
Hmm.
sit in front of the computer, but you're live, and a lot of people come to your stream to watch you. So how, like, you say you're all like an introvert, but you're not. So how do
Hmm.
you, when do you feel as an introvert, and do you feel that maybe sometimes that is an obstacle to you?
I feel like, yeah, definitely can be. Even before we started the stream here today, I was kind of nervous, and I think it's natural to be nervous. We've never really talked before a whole lot. We've talked a bit, but had not face to face. So I was a little nervous, but and even with streaming, before I start my streams, I get a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I've been doing it for months, but I think as an introvert, like, I wouldn't say that's completely the way I am. I feel like there are times where I feel like maybe I am more like that and I want to be alone, but I also like streaming because I don't have to be by myself gaming. I can share what I'm doing with others and have fun, because I'm always having fun, if whether people are watching or not. I'm always having that fun. But like, I don't know. It's nice because I can make connections with many people from many different places. But I haven't met any of them. And man, can you imagine how scary it would be to imagine like some of these crazy viewers, like ninja viewers, 100,000 people just sitting in front of you? Like, can you imagine how scary that would be? I don't know.
A stadium full of
Yeah, like a
viewers, and
stadium.
you're in the
Oh yeah.
center, and
And that's
everyone's
so crazy to
watching.
me. But I think it's neat because you're just sitting in your home playing video games, but it's different, but the same. You know what I mean? Hmm,
It's
I don't
like when
know.
take another example. You got 3 viewers watching you right now. Imagine
Yeah,
3 people sitting
yeah.
in your room watching you, and you're
Three
like,
people.
yeah, they're just watching, maybe commenting.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, when you turn those viewers into real people, and you at least, I mean, it's kind of hard, but you can at least try and imagine it, and like turn
Hmm.
those numbers into real people. I think that perhaps helps you become a better streamer because you're actually you start to care about the person on the other side, but at the same time there's a barrier, and you like there's a barrier. The viewer is maybe just a username, and maybe it's an anonymous person to you until you maybe seen them a few times, had a few conversations, and you had a good example how you break that barrier, like with the interaction on your stream with the sound effects and stuff. But
yeah.
So, well, what's your thoughts on that? There was no question. I don't have a
What's
question.
my thoughts on that?
What are your thoughts on getting to know the person on the other side? Because I feel that there's a big opportunity there, but there's also this barrier that is stopping you.
I think the barrier can be tough, especially because they're like I would say like lurkers, for example, people who like to come into the channel. They don't want to talk. They just want to watch. And there's a big no-no on calling them out. A lot of people will tell you, do not call out people who are just watching. Because even myself, like I go into bigger streams and I like to lurk. And even smaller streams, sometimes I'll just lurk and I'll be doing some Photoshop and I'll be watching a stream and I'm just lurking. But making the connection, I try to, maybe if they are lurking, maybe they do maybe want to talk, but maybe they haven't felt like they've had anything to talk about. So maybe you try to talk to, say, hey, how are you guys doing? Thank you for being here. You're kind of just making that something that they could reply to. Maybe ask a question here and there. And even then, like once you start talking with someone, you start to learn who they are, what they're about. You see them more and more and you get to know them. And I think it's partially on the viewer, I think. I don't want to say that because it's tough, but for me, like I want to get to know everybody, but some people would rather just watch. And I think that's one of the biggest barriers is how would you get somebody who's just a lurker to interact and say, hey, like, answer the question you just asked or something like that. But I think interacting with people is as easy as saying, hey man, how's your day going? Like, how's your weekend? Like, how is just a simple question? That's the easiest way to break a barrier between a streamer and a viewer, is just ask them like, hey, do you play this game? What kind of games do you like? Just ask a question. I think one question could be breaking that wall in a second. I feel like.
Have you been to many streams where you have felt like the streamer hasn't even tried to break the barrier, or do you feel like a lot of streamers you go to are good at breaking the barrier?
I think there's different styles of streaming. I don't think it's so much like maybe one's better at it than another. I think maybe how I would put it is, maybe the one stream is more based on interaction. Maybe that's what they do. They interact, they talk, and that's their brand. That's how they stream. But maybe somebody else, maybe their stream is more role play. So they're role playing a character, and they don't want to break that role play to interact. Maybe they will occasionally break that character, but I think there's just different ways of doing it. I think it's hard to say if maybe one is better than the other. Sure, maybe the streaming with more of an interactive feel for the channel is naturally going to get more interaction, and breaking that barrier is going to be much easier. But if your brand is more and your stream is more like role play, or maybe you're doing like an RPG stream and you're reading all the characters in funny voices or something, maybe it puts interaction as a backseat more often, and maybe they're at a maybe disadvantage because they're not forefront of interaction. But I think either way, that breaking that barrier between a streamer and a viewer is done different ways by different people, I think. You know what I mean?
I know. That makes perfect sense. And it's like it's not a question like what's better necessarily, because there are skill-based streamers. They like people watch them
absolutely
not to chit chat, but to see the skill in action and just enjoy it. And even like the role players, the streamers that are role players, they are putting on a show for you and entertaining
Exactly.
thousands of people just by doing their thing, and they're
Hmm.
putting on this maybe character. And so yeah, I definitely agree with you that like one is not necessarily better than the other, but there've been times when I've gone to a small streamer and I've been trying to break. As a viewer, I've been trying to break the barrier, but
Yeah.
they weren't interested, and I was heartbroken.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
and
think that's a huge part.
and that's like,
I
and
think.
I like, yeah, no, maybe that streamer doesn't want to be an interactive streamer. That's fine, but I'm
Hmm.
not gonna stick around as a viewer if that's what I'm
Yeah.
like, what I
I
want.
think that's what Twitch has on all the platforms right now is the interaction. Like sure we have Mixer and there's a few other like live streaming websites. YouTube got into it. And there's
Facebook.
still Facebook. Yeah, they all have like a portion of live now. But Twitch has been doing it longer than any of them. And that's been its advantage from the get-go. And I think it's like there are going to be people who maybe aren't going to interact as much or at all even, and I don't know whether that's a choice or if maybe they haven't realized that hey, like this platform is
It's
interactive,
social.
like that's the whole fun of it, that's part of that fun, and it's tough, but I don't know, I
Mm.
guess everyone does it differently.
And like maybe some streamers, they will have a stream that's not very interactive, but maybe they're interacting more with the viewers on social medias elsewhere, and like that
Exactly,
could also
yeah.
be the thing. So yeah, there are many
Hmm.
different combinations. And I think like doing you, and trying to do what feels good for you as a streamer, talking as a streamer, finding
Yeah.
that balance. Maybe you want to be interactive, but you don't feel you're good at it, and just practice that and let it
Hmm.
grow maybe naturally, but always like trying to find out what kind of stream do I want to create, because in the end you are the one broadcasting. You kind of have to find your own vision, your what you values, or what you
Hmm.
focus on as a streamer.
Absolutely. I think that's part of the growth, I think. Like that's something that doesn't change. I think or sorry, I think that's something that does change. Just over time, like look for example, like when I first started,
Yes, okay. Yeah, tell us
my
about your like how you started and how your stream has changed over the time
over a
that you
little
have been
while.
streaming. Is
So
that's
yeah,
what you're getting
basically
into, right?
basically like how I started, it was like I just started doing it. That was the biggest thing. I had a friend show me Twitch a year or two ago, and he says, "Hey, we're gonna stream. We're gonna go live with some Minecraft." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he says, "We're on Twitch." And I'm like, "What is that?" And he shows me. We go live. I think 3 or 4 people came to watch, and it was kind of neat. Give it a year after, upgrade, get my first game PC.
Hmm.
From that, I decided, okay, I have all this game power, all this like computer power, I should put it to use. So I said, all right, well, let's stream. I'm playing games anyways. I'm having fun. Might as well share it. So I just started doing it kind of poorly with my single computer. It was okay, but it wasn't the best. And I ended up doing it for a couple months, not seeing a lot, but I enjoyed it. The couple people I did see, I was happy to see.
Hmm.
It was very fun to know that what I was playing, someone was enjoying watching, and it was a cool experience at first. So then I started noticing people returning, and I'm like, wow, like cool, someone's gonna come back and watch. Like I would have never thought that someone would want to watch me play a game. Um, but yeah, the growth has been it's slow, but if you push and work hard, I think the growth is possible. And it's for me personally, the growth has been great. Like the seeing the support from other streamers, viewers. I think what really made me go, holy crap, this is awesome, was when I made a friend on Twitch here, Rox GG, if you're watching, bro. Sorry, bro character. But he'd invited me to a stream team, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what's a stream team? And I like kind of looked into it, and it's like a little team on Twitch, and it's really cool. But I felt like sweet, like I'm part of a team now. Like this is sweet, a network of other streamers who have the exact same ambitions and goals, and they want to continue growing. And I think that was when I truly said, wow, like this is cool. This is much more than just me wanting to grow as a streamer. It's the community as a whole. For Twitch, I think is one of the coolest communities I've ever seen. Like overwhelmingly fun and supportive and friendly, and it's been the growth has been crazy. It blows my mind, man. It really does to see support like I have. I think we were talking about growth. I'm trying to just, yeah, like when you first start, you don't start with much, you know. You use what you have, you stream to what you can, and maybe you don't have the best gear, maybe you don't have the best games, whatever, but you still do it, and you just push and push and push and keep doing it, you know, afford your small upgrades to improve and go from there. I think that's kind of how I started. Kind of, I don't know, I lost sight of that question.
But it's still very interesting to listen to, and you're telling us a lot about your like well, you talked about the stream team and how
Hmm.
much it meant to you and your uh, growth. Like how much has it helped you to be in a stream team? Do you feel like without it you wouldn't be as nearly
I
as
think
far?
I think not about that. I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier about networking
Hmm.
and making friends, because all of the people on the stream team are friends. They're all pals now. We're all bros, and we like to hang out in each other's streams and like host and raid each other, and it's kind of building that community within a community.
Hmm.
We all each have our own communities, followers, regulars, that kind of thing. Um, but it's it's fun to know that there's someone on the other side of Canada on my stream team, but we've both got the same goals. We're both Canadians, we're both bros. But then there's also some guys in the States that like we've never met, but we're all friends now. And I think that networking it feels good. It's like a new group of friends, and like you guys all like the same stuff, and you just get along, and it works great. And I think the stream team for us is like handpicked, respectable streamers that they're lots of fun.
Cool, cool. So, how do you feel like looking back when you started streaming and seeing where
Hmm.
you are now as a streamer? Like, what are the biggest changes to you as a person? How have you grown, and what is different about you and your stream now compared to when you started?
I think the biggest difference, that something that I personally wanted to do, um, I tend to jump into things, and I jumped headfirst into streaming. After a couple of months, I think it was in February, I realized, I'm like, okay, it's been some months now, like I'm loving this. I want to improve not only like my content, but I want to improve the quality of my content, and the quality, like visual, audio, that kind of quality too. So the biggest upgrade for my stream was probably the physical hardware, the two PCs to stream with, the game PC, the stream PC, the really nice microphone, the better webcam, the studio lighting to kind of make everything just feel good. But that growth has been a lot of hard work. I spent a lot of time like doing exactly what we're doing here. I was looking stuff like that up on
Hmm.
YouTube, trying to find out what works. There's no answer to what works for everybody. It's going to be different.
Right.
But I feel like there's a formula that kind of can follow, like
Give it to us.
the formula. Give me the formula. Give me the formula. All right, guys, you ready? Secret formula.
Wow. Listen closely.
I think one of the biggest things too is like a lot of people do it differently, and it's about finding how you like to do it. If one person, for example, maybe likes to react strongly and maybe scream or laugh very strongly at anything, making goofy jokes, maybe that's what they like to do. Maybe another person streaming, maybe they like to be more descriptive. They like to, they like to create a narrative, a story. Maybe there's so many different ways to do it. But I think it's it's tough because I don't know. At first, the hardest part for me was viewers, not having viewers, and learning to talk to nobody.
Mm.
And it's instead of talking to nobody, I'm simply taking my internal monologue, my strategies, my what I'm thinking about in game, like for game stuff. I'm just making it external. I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna go over here and do this, and haha, I'll maybe talk about my day a little bit, or it's just like it's definitely tough. There's no one answer for everybody, but there is small things that you can do, and I think um, making sure you're interactive. And I know you were saying it earlier. You went into somebody's stream trying to break that viewer streamer barrier, and they just weren't having any of it. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'll go to another stream then. Have a good one.
Right.
It's That's a huge part of it. Be invested in your stream. Be invested in the people in your stream. Ask them how they're doing. Remember people. Try to, you know, greet the people that come back. Try to always say hi to those people, because those are the people that are there for you. And you
Yeah.
want to continue to bring new people as well. So you've got to keep it fresh. If you're streaming for 3 hours at a time and 2.5 hours of that you're sitting with your mouth open, no one's coming to watch. You can watch somebody's little brother do that any time of day for free, and it's in real life. it's it's like real, right? So I don't know. I think the growth, it's I think it's learning about how you stream, finding the brand that you do what you do. If you're a descriptive kind of role play streamer, do that. If you find yourself yelling and screaming and getting angry, do that. Like, be yourself. Don't you can put maybe act a bit too, sure. But I think it's consistency, hard work, and finding a way to differentiate yourself from everybody else. Try to do one thing different.
Mm.
I think is a good way to put it. Copy people, really. Like, if they're doing it and it works, why not? As long as you're not blatantly copying a logo or something like that, don't do that. That's stealing. But if you're finding like, hey, this guy does overlays, do your own overlays. If this guy does sound effects, do your own sound effects. Do it. If you're finding something is working on a bigger stream, and you think that can help you grow, do it. There's great artists steal, I think, I think something I've heard. And it's, you look at a great piece of art and you feel inspired to make something similar, but it's your own. And that's what you have to do with streaming. You've got to look at other streamers and other things like that and say, this person does it this way. Wow, this is really great. I want to do something just like it. Absolutely. As long as you're not stealing it, as long as you're doing your own version, absolutely do it. I think. I don't know. I'm just yammering on here, but
Well, the formula was really long.
the formula was really long. Okay, let's break that formula down really short here.
Oh, okay.
So consistency, interactiveness, I feel like, is another big one. Schedule, because everyone's got a different schedule. They want to find out when you're on. Schedule's pretty important, I feel like. And have fun, I think, is another big one. And be passionate. Passion and fun is very, what do you call it? Infectious. If I'm having fun and you're having fun, I want to watch that. If you're sitting there with your mouth open, who wants to watch that? Yeah, exactly. Who wants to watch that?
Let's try it for 5 minutes. We are actually.
Hey guys, new stream.
We're like on live right now. People are listening, only listening, or listening to the podcast. We were live doing this. We have that. We're gonna try for 5 minutes. No, we're not. You're right. You're right. It's a consistency, having fun, being passionate. and yeah, improve yourself. Always look
Make
to
yeah,
ways
make
to improve
goals,
yourself,
make
make
goals
goals.
and improve. I think is a big part of
So
it.
this is your recipe to get to a partnership. This is your that's
I
is the
think
recipe
so.
you use. That's
I
the
think
thing
so.
you're
Everything
doing.
else in between is your own personal touch. You know, like we could all sit down and paint the same picture, but we're all going to do it differently. No one's doing it wrong. There's no right way, there's no wrong way. There's just simply the way you do it. And that's what makes it beautiful, I think, because the way that you do your stream, the way I do my stream, and everyone does their own, that's what makes it unique. Because no two streams are going to be the same in terms of content, the way it looks, the way it feels. There's going to be differences based on the person, the stream itself, the gameplay, how they play that game. You know, I think that's the beauty of it, really, and finding your own canvas and learning to say, okay, like if everyone's doing it this way, I'm going to do it this way. This is my way. And you're not wrong, you're not right. You're just doing what you should, what you want. And I think that's the beauty of it.
That's cool. Well, I like how it sounds like you just stumbled across streaming, and your friends told you like, "Let's go streaming," and then you just suddenly you were streaming, you know, and
Exactly.
and you got did you get the gaming PC because you like had you got a like a taste of streaming and you kind of want to do more of it, or did you just to play games and then
It was just to play games. I
and
just built a PC to play games, and it was like a couple months after I had bought it, because I bought my PC in May, but I don't think I started streaming heavily until October. I tried a couple streams, like maybe 3 or something in like May, and I didn't really get to,
mm,
I wasn't like, I didn't know how to do it.
mm.
So it didn't work very well. So it was like in October. So yeah, give it a couple months, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? Let's try this. Let's see if I can, you know, create some kind of entertainment for others through something I've already been doing for so many years.
And
I
now
should have started
yeah,
streaming before.
right, a long time ago. Like
I absolutely should have.
what happened? Why didn't you? Why didn't?
I
Oh,
think
I mean, you
the
didn't know about it, but like,
I
so
think I knew about it, but I just didn't have any inclination. I didn't have any motivation for it because, like, this is going to sound kind of rude, but I hated watching other people play games. I want to play games. Now,
right.
now, don't take this wrong, because now I love watching people play games. I think it's a lot of fun, and everyone does it differently. And that's the beauty. Like I said, like I think if I can watch one stream and it's informative and tutorials, like sweet. If I can watch another stream and it's just goofing off and having fun, sweet. Like there's different things, and I think being able to say, like, okay, maybe you come home from work, you're too tired. I don't want a game, but I'll watch someone stream because I'm too tired, but I still want a game, but not really.
Hmm.
That's kind of a good in between, which but I love it now. I love watching streams. I'm in love with Twitch. Twitch is so amazing. I don't think I've ever enjoyed like a community so much as I have Twitch over the last year. I think it's been overwhelmingly welcoming, friendly, fun, and just amazing. It's so cool. There's nothing like it.
How much does Twitch mean to you? I can tell it means a lot, but
Hmm.
how big part is Twitch of your life? Like,
Well, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. I love everything to do with Twitch. If I'm not on Twitch, I'm either watching Twitch or thinking about Twitch or doing Instagram stuff, maybe Twitter. I'm doing it's all Twitch. I'm thinking about, like lately I've been thinking about stickers. I want to do these stickers for
yeah,
Twitch for subscribers, and like I was like, okay, I want to make these stickers. I got this little anime guy drawn up for myself, and I got this logo I've made. I got to remake it. I got the logos. I'm going to give away some stickers, and Twitch is huge. I really love it, and I think 2019 TwitchCon, I'm coming for you. But
wow,
it's truly, I think
good.
if you put in the work, it's something that's truly attainable. I feel like, as long as you know where you want to be, it might not be soon, but I think it's possible, and it's absolutely doable if you put in the work and the consistency with
That's great. It's great.
it.
I saw that. I mean, yeah, we are here because we share like our like the Twitch, the passion for Twitch. We want to
Hmm.
be on Twitch. We want to get to know people through Twitch, and we met just through Twitch. So we're definitely passionate about it, and
Absolutely.
what we're kind of saying, I feel like, is that you kind of need that passion. Don't go into it unless you actually feel well, maybe,
I think
but
you're
at the
right.
same
I
time,
think
you're
you're right.
discovering your passion.
Hmm.
Maybe at the beginning, you're not passionate because you don't know how to stream.
Yeah.
You're like tasting it. But once you if you taste it and it tastes good and you become passionate, like that's
Oh
when you
yeah.
know like it's worth to put in the work and it's
I
gonna
think the
get you
other
to where
thing
you
is
want.
too is like Twitch is you can stream art, you can make art, you can make music,
Yeah.
you can do drumming, you can play guitar, you can live stream IRL outside. There's literally the avenues are endless, and I feel like if maybe gaming even isn't even your thing, maybe you like sewing, you do cosplay. There's tons of cosplay streams on Twitch. There's I think not only gaming but just the community as a whole doing anything. I think it's the ability to grow is huge, and the passion, you do have to be passionate, absolutely. And whether you're passionate about games, whether you're passionate about your cosplay, whatever it is, like, just passion is infectious. If you can be passionate about something and people can tell, I think that's the biggest thing.
So
If you're not passionate, why would I watch you slum through a game when you're just like, fine, like, oh, another mission, like, fine, like, no, man, like, get hype, do another mission, like, show me that you're having fun and you're passionate about whatever it is you're doing.
It's like it's a completely new way. I feel like it's a new philosophy that's emerging around work. You know,
Hmm.
now that we're
Be
talking about,
passionate.
yeah, we're talking about doing the things you love, and it's just not the way we been traditionally. It's not the way that's what work has been about. It's been
Hmm.
about earning money, supporting
Yeah.
yourself and your
Supporting.
family, and surviving, and uh,
Yeah.
and now we're like at least like there's like this new idea about what work can be, and it's a lot about finding out who you are and expressing yourself, and doing what you're passionate about, which I think is so, and like you say, it doesn't matter, like it could be anything. Not
Hmm.
everyone like wants to do Twitch or streaming. Like find your
Oh,
passion
absolutely. Yeah.
and do your thing, whatever it may be, and you will be successful in your own way in that field. And
I think
that's
so.
amazing to me. It's
You
like
do have to put in the work though.
always,
That's the biggest one. That's the
always.
biggest one. If you don't put in the work, how are you going to grow?
I don't know. And so that's what, like, and if you're not passionate, you're just gonna, I don't know, torture yourself through it, I guess.
I think that's my buddy says to me late last year in like December or November, he says to me, he's like, "Man, you're still streaming?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's awesome. I'm having a blast." And he's like, "Man, I've known so many people to start streaming, but you're
Mm,
the only one that's still doing it."
that's a
And
great
like,
sign.
right? And like, I'm like, "Dude, yeah, I love it." And it's all I want to talk about. I tell everybody I'm trying to network. Even in real life, I'm asking people if they're gamers. Oh, do you watch Twitch? And like trying to just get everybody in it because I really do love it. It's I think it's more accessible than ever.
Have you ever
Um,
felt like you didn't have the energy, where you were not in the mood, and
Absolutely.
how do you get through those slumps,
Um,
or
so
dips?
those things do happen. We're all human. We have our bad days. Sometimes, maybe you had a bad day at work, or maybe you're just like kind of upset about something, whatever it is. The streaming when you're like that, your viewers can tell.
Hmm.
When you're not yourself, when you're not feeling 100%, your viewers can tell. I think being open and transparent with your audience and saying, "Hey guys, like I'm having a really bad day, like I'm not in the mood to stream or whatever. I think having the ability to have a Discord or an Instagram to say, hey guys, like so sorry, like we're not going to be streaming tonight, um, is nice to say. But I think unless you have a schedule, you know, for me, I'm kind of on the edge with my schedule right now. But I think if you do have a schedule, it's good to let people know, because we're all human, and we do have our bad days. Personally, if I'm having a real bad day, or maybe maybe if I'm hurting, because like got hit by a car a couple years ago, hurts, my knee hurts and stuff, and like sometimes if I'm in a lot of pain, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to be sitting at my computer, and like I won't stream. It's like a normal thing. It does happen on occasion, and like I think being able to say, hey, like sorry guys, like no stream tonight, I'm gonna try to make up for it on X day, or
Mm.
you know, we're gonna do this on this day, I'm so sorry, like your viewers are gonna understand. And I think it's okay to have off days, and even then, if you are gonna stream while you are having an off day, when I find like even if I've been having kind of an off day and I do start to stream, I find once I get in there and start talking, it's I'm more happier. I'm kind of a little more engaged. I get taken away from all that crappy stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
sitting in my stream with my pals, and we're all having fun and whatever. And I think that kind of helps take away from whatever kind of bad day you might have had, or something like that, right?
Where
But
would
it's
you?
tough.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. That's a good one.
go ahead there. Sorry.
Where would you be without Twitch? Like, where were you heading before
Mm,
Twitch? Like, were you
not
going?
many places. But what I was doing though is I was trying to grow my photography kind of business,
Oh yeah.
but it's really difficult because everyone and their dog is a photographer right now. Um,
Yeah.
anyone can be a photographer, and when I'm sharing images on Instagram, having a $1,500 camera really doesn't make that big of a difference anymore. So I kind of tried pushing that, but it didn't. I find I wanted to do it for myself more as a hobby than I did want to do it for work. I thought I wanted to do it for work, but I
Mm,
after doing it for a bit and like trying to push that portion of it as like a job,
yeah.
and it's tough, and I kind of that's where I was heading. If I wasn't doing that, I'd probably be doing I was thinking maybe audio design or something like that, maybe like audio stuff, but I'm really not sure. I think for me, I do a lot of graphic design stuff for fun, and for my own stream and stuff like that. So I kind of bounce between video editing, graphic design, photography. That's kind of the media side of things. That's usually where I'm at, and that's probably where I'd continue to be in the future as well if I wasn't doing Twitch.
It's cool. Like you're 27,
Hmm.
and you're like you found like a passion, something. Have you ever felt this passionate about anything before?
Nothing. Nothing at all like this,
Nothing.
other than video games. I've been playing video games since I was
Right.
3, and I love those absolutely 100%, but I think Twitch is, right up next to it now.
Yeah. I feel like it's I feel like we live in a, at least like, I think you can relate. We live in a society where we kind of we stress about getting the right education and then get the job and then the career that will earn
Mhm.
us the most, and
Yeah.
we stress about it. And then like for me, I ended up like just studying for 5 years, and right now I'm not even in that field. 5 years
Yeah.
I studied
Oh,
to
yeah.
for something. But and it's more and more common, it's a common thing, like that you spend your 20s studying or looking, trying different stuff, and it's not
Mhm.
until you're closer to 30 that a lot of people actually find what they want to work with. um, and that's still cool. We're still young. We still
Yeah.
like we still have time. Life expectancy is so high nowadays. Like we
Mhm.
still have like a big majority. I just want to put it out there. There's like no rush. And I think everyone can find their passion.
Absolutely.
Like definitely, just go out and tried different things. Like if you have the inclination, go and try it. Like, and there you don't have to
Absolutely.
invest.
You're never gonna know if you don't.
Yeah, you don't have to invest too much, that much to try something or taste something, and then
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
do the different things. But yeah, it's kind of ironic, kind of like you went to a university or studied.
I have not or anything like that. It's kind of been working my 20s, working.
Good for you.
Oh yeah, it's not too bad. Playing lots of video games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, buddy.
There's no, like, I feel like everyone's a journey. There's no straight path for anyone. Everyone's
I don't
journey
think so.
is a little bit here and there. So what has been some of the biggest obstacles in life that you had to overcome, do you feel like?
Like in streaming or just in life in
I
general?
mean personal struggles.
Just personally? Personal struggles.
If you want to share it.
Dropping some heavy stuff on me here. I don't know. I think personal struggles, I think being in your like mid-20s, unsure of what you want to do, I think that's a struggle in its own.
Yeah.
You know, like you say, we're all worried about getting that, going to school, get the good job, get the money, support your family, whatever, have a family, you know, whatever that may be. I think that's always been a big struggle for me. I felt like maybe I haven't been working hard enough to get to somewhere that is socially acceptable for me to say, hey, like, I'm making X amount of money doing this. I went to school for this. Like, man, can you imagine the look on someone's face when you were like, yeah, I play video games for a living? And they're like, what? And you're like, yeah, I'm like, I feel like it's not a norm. I think within the last like 10 years, I think it's actually possible to make a living on the internet and playing video games. I think it's crazy. This never would have been possible in my time. Like back when I was a kid, I never would have thought this was possible. And it's definitely a dream, but I think the dream is close. It's there. You know, it's not so much a dream anymore as it is something that you can get. And I think that's the cool thing. I think that's really sweet, but I don't know, personal struggles, typical life stuff, you know. Got hit by a car once. That kind of sucked.
I was gonna mention hit by a car sounds like a struggle in one way. It
was a VW Golf, man. It's an ankle biter.
Oh really? Ouch.
Yeah, I didn't get hurt very bad. I just got bumped pretty far, but like I wasn't hurt.
Bumped pretty far, not hurt very bad.
Feet. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Don't worry, we're good.
How much did you injure your ankle or leg? Like knee? You said knee.
The ankle. Oh yeah, I just have a bad knee. It was
okay.
bad because like quite a few years before that, I had jumped down a set of stairs and fractured my ankle pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna be late for work, but man, I'll tell you, I don't rush to work anymore. I'm gonna be late. I'm not jumping downstairs for that anymore.
Oh, you turned cautious, old and cautious.
Yeah. I'm a little more cautious now, I'll tell you.
That's funny. That's
struggles
great,
though. I don't know.
No, but
maybe the introvertedness can be a struggle sometimes, like not wanting to be around a lot of people. After being around tons and tons of people, I want to go home and relax alone. I want to be by myself, or maybe one or two people. I don't want to be around huge groups of people for long periods of time. And that's where I feel like, you know, maybe I couldn't be a guitar performer, but man, I could do it on Twitch. Yeah. I'm just staring at a monitor. You guys aren't actually here. I could be in my underwear and you guys wouldn't even know.
Stand up right now if you're watching this. That's it. Like internet enable us to socialize on our own terms a little bit more, and people can socialize. I make friends without panicking or like dealing with too much. Maybe if you have a lot of social anxieties, for example, and it's a really big step to go to a party, maybe. But
that's exactly it, right? Like I avoid parties.
Tuning into a Twitch stream might be much more like within the realm of.
I feel like it's much more accessible. because like you just go in there and maybe you just watch, maybe you say hi to the streamer, to the people in the chat, and I feel like it's on your own terms. Like you said, it's not forced on you. Your friends aren't pushing you in a car, driving you to a party and putting a drink in your hand and being like, socialize, and you're like, like, no, I'm not into that. Can we not? But I think, yeah, it's nice because we can do it on our own terms, which is very nice.
Cool. Like, where are you heading from here? Where are you going?
From here?
What does
all the way up?
Or wait, no, stop. Stop. I have a question before that, actually.
That's right.
I want to hear your thoughts on where are you right now? Where are you in, well, like with the streaming and also like in your life? What do you like? Where are you right now? And then we're gonna go into where are you going? Well, like what's happening for you right now with the stream? What are you doing with the stream? What's going on? What's in like? And then we talk about what's in the horizon.
Okay, so right now I think I've grown substantially. In my opinion, I think I've grown quite quickly, and cool. I'm noticing improving and setting goals and meeting those goals. I think that's a big judge for me about where I am now, is that I've been able to meet goals, set more goals, and meet those goals again, and continue to improve my own personal content on stream. I think that's a big part of that is saying, sorry, hold on. That train just derailed off.
No, right.
Flew away there.
But
I think, yeah, like right now, I think I've grown substantially, and I'm extremely happy with where I am right at the moment.
What's coming up? Yeah.
What's coming up too?
Yeah.
I think I want to just get better. I want to make my content more interactive. I want to make my content more fun. I want someone to come in and hit that follow button because they're like, this guy's hilarious. This guy's a riot. Like, I want to be like such a good fun streamer, and that's the goal. I want to constantly just get better at what I'm doing, and it's tough to say how to do that because there's no one way. I think it's a lot of like, hey, does this work? Oh, this works, and you keep doing it. It's part of that, and I want to.
Do you have anything
polish it off?
Yeah. Do you have anything planned, like for you, like or your stream and events?
I think
or anything like
lately, I think the one plan that I have had is I want to give back to the subscribers, people that are subscribing to me, that are supporting me. And maybe some followers too. I'm not too sure, but I want to do that, like stickers that I was talking about, proper maple stickers. And I'd write you a little handwritten note or something that says, hey, thanks for supporting me. Maybe find something else to throw in there, and message me your address in Discord, and I can send you this, since it's something real you can have in your hands.
All over the world?
Well, probably, yeah. It'd be pretty expensive, but like, yeah, I don't see why not, really. Like, anyone that supports me, I want to give back to someone, and maybe not everyone, because man, that'd probably be expensive, but like I could do a little bit. And I think that's the one big thing I want to do lately, is I want to give back to the people that support me personally, because I think that's more than I can ask for, really, is the support. That's unreal. And I want to give back to the people that support me. That's the biggest thing. And I want to continue to do that, not only through content, but through other ways as well.
Cool. Giving back.
Absolutely. Yeah. we wouldn't be where we are unless it was for the viewers.
Of course not.
So we gotta let them know that we appreciate it.
True stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Do you feel like there's anything that we haven't touched upon or talked about?
That was pretty good. That was pretty solid.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for your stream. And it's so obvious. I think it's obvious to me, and I think for all the listeners and people watching this live, that you are actually genuinely passionate about this. You want what you're saying, like, and you're going there. You're working towards it. So it's just gonna be a pleasure to see to see you keep growing, and I believe you when you say you'll do it, whatever that means, like the success, whatever it means.
Bjorn, we're gonna meet at TwitchCon here. You just wait, man. You're getting there too. We're all gonna get there.
Oh, everyone will go to
everyone. We're all TwitchCon. We're all partnered. We can get there. I believe it.
Yeah, and you can do it together with other streamers as well in a community.
Absolutely. That'd be the most fun, I think. Can you imagine going to TwitchCon and having people walk up to you? They're like, I watch your stream all the time. And I'm like, you watch my stream? What? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool. That'd be, I think, a good milestone to say that, like, you know, I finally made it to TwitchCon to meet other streamers. And I think that's huge. I want to go 2019, I think. What about you? Do you think you want to go?
TwitchCon it's on a different continent for me.
It definitely is. It'll cost you, but maybe
so it's
maybe
like
one day.
It's like, yeah, sure, why not? Like there are conventions in Europe and stuff that might be
meetups and stuff.
I mean, are there TwitchCons? They're like in London and stuff.
I don't know if there's an actual TwitchCon. There might be, but I think the TwitchCon, isn't it in the States every year? I think it's in like LA or something.
Well,
but there's you should check there's usually local meetups. Like for me, I live in Calgary, Alberta, in Canada here.
Yeah.
There's a Calgary Twitch meetup every year. There's usually one or two, and it's just the city. There's a group of people here in Calgary that stream, and they sort out a meetup.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So maybe like, yeah, if not only yourself, but any listeners too, like if you guys are interested in meeting other like-minded streamers, not only through Twitch, check for local Twitch, like Twitters and stuff like that. Look for meetups. Go and meet other people who want to get the same things as you. I think that's a big thing to do.
There you have it. This has been a pleasure. Thank you, Maple, for doing this podcast with me.
Thank you for having me.
So many good tips, so many good thoughts and interesting stories that you shared with us today. And so thank you.
I'm a chatty Cathy. I'll talk forever.
I mean, that's great. It's a good streamer ability to have. We're gonna wrap. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up, but it's not over. If you are on Twitch right now, we're gonna go on like 1 minute break, and we'll be right back, and we will interact with the stream chat and talk to you guys. We've been starving you. We starved you on attention. I hope you had a really good time listening to this and being part of the live stream or listening to this. Thank you, everyone, to listen to this podcast, and thank you again, Maple.
Oh man, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, OBearry. Thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure.
Are we gonna sit around and talk to the chat a bit here?
I'm gonna end the podcast, and I'll in right now, and I'll put on some music, and we will be right back with the chat in 1 minute. Okay?
Perfect.
So we're saying goodbye now. Thanks, everyone. Take care. I'll see you in 1 minute if you're still here.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.